Hey everybody, welcome to Across the Desk. This is our last show of Season 8, and as something I've been doing since Season 2 or 3, we have Sean Cummings on.
Thank you, my friend.
Sean Cummings on Across the Desk this week. Gonna close out the season. We'll see you on middle of January. Come back when all the excitement starts to really happen, because I don't know, man, there's been a lot of excitement happening, but that's what this week is going to be on Across the Desk. Hey Sean, welcome to the show again. It's always good to have you on, always.
Last of the show, I think I've done 3 years in a row at least.
At least.
Right.
I mean, at least twice a year.
Isn't that crazy?
For 3 or 4 years. Actually, this will be 4 years. Season 8. So 1, 2 is 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 4 years. So about 3 years. I guess crazy. 3 years, twice a year.
So we originally started out. I was just down protesting against the jail stuff.
Yeah.
And now I'm the vice mayor of a city, and if I get reelected, I'll be the mayor. So.
Yeah. So we followed you around your political whole career.
Isn't that crazy?
And now we do a podcast together.
Right. Yep.
And so while Across the Desk is on hiatus,
you
can still get us on the Will Rogers Experiment on iHeartRadio, Spotify, and
the Facebook
Live, and then we do the after show on TikTok on Sean's TikTok.
We are everywhere, my man.
We are.
Are we the only two Democrats that are all over like that? Because I don't know anybody else that does that much social media.
Other than Lane.
Nikki Dolenz does a bunch.
Lane
does
a lot.
Lane's
She's got a really good
little
following.
blue dot.
Yeah, little blue dot has a big following. There's another guy who's got a real deep voice from Stillwater. He's into college. He's that guy.
So
he's got a big following too.
So he was a Ryan Walters student.
Really? Oh yeah, that's right.
That's what got him known. Yeah, isn't that
he's actually got a pretty good following.
He's excellent. I'll think of his name tonight at about 3 a.m.
We're coming along, man.
Right.
But really, what happened today? So you went to a meeting today. What was it?
Yeah. So the Northwest Chamber is what it's called. Northwest, essentially Oklahoma City Greater. All the different city mayors in that part come and speak. And you don't do. It's not what happened that year or anything. But 2 of us were vice mayors, and then 2 mayors that were there. Mayor Holt was there. He gave a longer speech because he's got to cover the stadium.
Okay.
Whether you're into it or not, as a person that's in another city, I've tried to keep quiet about it. I don't think the deal's great for the city, but outside of that, if you want to vote for it, vote for it. If you don't want to vote for it, don't vote for it.
Who's the opposition people? What are they called? They're called not with my money or something. What's it called?
It's buy yourself. Buy
your own stadium. Yeah, it's buyyourownstadium.org or .com.
And we know most of those folks.
Yeah, we most know most of them.
And in ordinary times, I would 100% agree with them, but I got to stay separated from. Yeah. I did meet your vice mayor from the War Acres. Yeah, he was great. We got to talk afterwards. I'm going to sneeze here real quick, so give me a second. We'll cut it out.
Okay, no problem. We got it.
Okay.
All right.
I got to meet your vice mayor from War Acres, and he was wonderful, and we talked afterwards, and he was like, your sidewalks in the village is what we started to mold ours after. Yeah. And I said, look, it made all the difference. So in the village, which is where I'm vice mayor, my wife was on city council, became vice mayor and mayor, and her group of people got through bonds that built sidewalks. We didn't have any.
We're using, and I know this because I'm now the warden.
He's the warden. He's the warden.
Yeah, I'm the Ward 1 traffic commissioner. So we just applied for federal grants, $1.3 million in federal grants for more sidewalk expansions here.
It's the biggest thing in the world because our generation didn't really use them. As kids, we did bicycling and all this other stuff. But this whole new generation of young people with children, they walk, they drink coffee, they have 2 dogs, they've got all of this. Yeah. Dogs are really the thing. So we built in our parks, instead of just regular fountains, we have a doggy bowl down on the bottom so your dog can be hydrated while you're out walking.
Sidewalks, they also improve the value of your home.
Right. And it decreases crime because people aren't suspiciously walking in the streets.
Yeah.
They're near your house, your door, your chime bell that's got the video camera on it gets a clear picture. But that was the first thing, and then we did a water park, and now we're redoing all of our parks for $14 million, and we got literally amphitheaters in a city that's only 2.5 square miles.
Wow.
10,000 people. We've got 6 parks, and they will just be jacked. They are like parks on steroids.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So
nice. I know. So what else happened there at the meeting?
So that's what I got to go over, and your guy was great, and he was talking about the stuff you were doing. David Holt talked a whole bunch about So evidently there's going to be rapid transit. Did you know this?
No.
So instead of doing a train or subway or anything like that, they're going to have buses that literally run every 10 to 12 to 14 minutes, which is where I'm from, Kansas City, Missouri. That's how they run. And that's why people use them.
Well, you know, and it makes sense because like a place like Kansas City, like Oklahoma, has a lot of urban sprawl.
Right.
So that's about the only way you're really going to get any kind of public transportation done.
But so I'm interested to see how it is. They're black buses, and they say something speed or something on the side of it, and that's how you know that's the rapid transit. And he was like, I know you guys will all eventually hook into it. I'm not sure about the village. The village does not want buses.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
We, somewhere or another, avoided getting them. So we had one bus stop on accident up at Hefner and Western. For some reason or another, they don't want that traffic because here's the deal: if it's on May Avenue, the people that live there are probably not going to ride the bus. If it's on Penn, they will ride the bus, but it isn't enough of them. So we have to subsidize it by $250,000 a year.
Well, that would kind of kill it, wouldn't it?
For us, that's a park.
That doesn't make exactly.
What we want to do in the smaller home area of the village, the original World War II homes, we want to either get people to donate a couple of houses, so we can build a park there. We'll pay for the park, but it'd be nice if we could get somebody that doesn't have any kids or anything. If they want to donate a couple of houses, we tear them down and we put a park in. That's my goal while I'm still in office.
In office,
a better word. Yeah,
no
but it was a blast. I mean, everybody was great. It's a neat room to work. So when I walked in, one of the guys was like, "Sean Cummings, what are you getting ready to do here?" And I'm like, "No official business, none of that."
Official business. All right.
Right, but if you knew me from any of my
Did you name drop me to the guy at 4 Acres at all?
You know what? I may have. I may have said that's where I was going, literally from there.
After
so
there.
I'm not sure, but I think that was our conversation. He was a good guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
You'll eventually be that job.
All right.
You will.
I will. I'm running for next time.
Yeah. You're getting there. He was good though. He was.
So what else can we talk about? So a lot happened today. A lot has happened this week for a slow time. It's supposed to be a slow time of the.
So what I want to know is what's going on. So from a Democratic perspective, people may not like the way that Democrats govern, which it's ugly, it's sloppy. We may not get along with each other, but we get stuff done.
Yeah. And not only that, I think there was a video I just saw from a Representative McGovern who said Democrats are also the professionals in the room. We said, hey man, we may not have all be hitting on all cylinders all the time, but at least we're not fist fighting our own members. And at least we're acting professionally, and at least we're not trying to burn it all down.
So here's the deal. So we had this threat from Markwayne Mullins to a union boss from the Teamsters.
Who was invited in to speak. Who invited in.
So Markwayne threatens him and gets up and everything, knowing
Takes his ring off.
knowing full well he has Secret Service there that won't allow him to get his ass kicked.
Yeah.
Because he really did deserve to get his ass beat.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Sometimes on the playground, some kids deserve to get their ass beat.
You know what? Yeah.
You pick the fight.
I don't know. I'm probably his size.
Yeah.
Oh
no, he's smaller than you. Did you ever see the deal with T.W. Shannon when he was doing the debate?
Yeah.
He was on the
bottom.
bottom.
I wonder how much he weighs. Do you think he's in my weight group?
Hey, he looks okay. I don't want to accuse him of being on steroids, but when a man that's near my age is all bulked, I'm suspicious.
Wow. Yeah.
Because I've lost muscle mass. I weigh 100.
Maybe not an MMA fight, but if he wants a kickboxing match with all the pads and headgear, I'll take him. If he wants a street fight, I'll take him there too.
That's where the real damage is done. People do not understand.
Don't tell him, because I got some strategy in a street fight.
Yeah. You do whatever you got to do to win.
There you go.
I always warn people, I go, look, I'm old. One of us is going to go to the hospital. One of us is going to go to jail. Is this really what you want to do?
Pretty much.
Because if I got to do something, I'm all in.
If I got to do, it depends, if it's a mutual thing, I'm
Well, their deal, like if you were in Texas, 2 adults can go to the police and go, look, we're going to have a fight over here. We've agreed on it, and the police will stay out of it.
Yeah.
It doesn't work that way in D.C. Look, you're a United States Senator. You're one of the 100 most powerful people in the world.
Yeah, no, you're a state senator. This is a prestigious position.
Yeah, federal office, and you're over there acting like a little baby.
Yeah.
I don't know how he runs his business. Is that how you threaten your...
Well, you know what? The guy who got elbowed, he said that...
Okay, you got to tell him what it means. Kevin
McCarthy elbowed a guy yesterday. This is the other...
Like high school!
This is all in Congress, all in one day. Elbowed a guy in the back. Well, the guy that got elbowed in the back said that he would go to Mullins workouts in the morning, and after they got rid of McCarthy, he started berating him and being real mean to him, and he hasn't been since.
Oh, wow.
That's what he said about Mullins today. Was like, yeah, that guy's kind of, got in my face and started being intimidating and calling me names, and so I just didn't go back.
Maybe that flies whatever small town he's originally from.
Yeah.
Because in small towns, people let you get your ass beat.
Yeah.
They'll let you talk out, and then later on you can have a beer 20 years later and go, yeah, I shouldn't open my mouth. God, that hurt. It's kind of like working on farms. Farm implements are unforgiving.
Yeah.
And the way you really learn is something terrible happens to you, and then you listen to your dad.
Yeah.
You go, okay.
Okay.
He said this is what could happen. It happened.
It happened.
Now I'm scarred or injured for life.
Yeah, man. I mean, he wants. Yeah, I like fighting.
Okay.
God.
So this is the guy that represents half the population in Oklahoma.
Well, actually, he represents
everybody. Yeah,
everybody.
Langford's the other guy.
Yeah,
harmless.
the other guy. He's not. You know what? I'll be honest. Langford's probably more dangerous than idiot Mullins.
If you look at it from a strategy perspective.
Actually,
he's always reserved.
Absolutely.
Mullins has the knife in his hand. He's trying to do something. You don't want to do. You don't want to be
he's
that
what
guy.
Sun Tzu calls the choleric general, where you can easily trap. You can trap one of those guys who are like Mullins. Now, traitors like Langford, oh my gosh, man, that's the guy you got to watch.
And he was a January 6th guy, so you really have to watch him. And these guys, one way or another, will keep moving up because they have money sponsors. Here's the thing I want to say about Mullins' deal, though. I think there's two-pronged approach here. Yes, he just wanted to be an asshole to this guy, but he was auditioning for his money people.
I guess
and his money people run companies that don't want unions. So they saw him pick on a union guy. The bad thing is to uneducated Oklahomans, it looks like he's standing up for himself. Yeah, it was a social media bully, man. And you go, nah, it was all staged.
It was all staged.
That's why you had the paperwork of the copies of the tweets.
You know, I mean, Mullins was dishing it too.
Yeah.
So, there you go. Mullins was dishing it too. So, they're all in the same boat, really.
I found there's a guy named Hamilton that's a state rep here that has that same deal. He's wears the hat over down here, and the way he talks to you, tries to intimidate. He's 5'8".
I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, scrappy little guy. Now that's not the guy you really want to be in a fight with, because if he's that scrappy, he'll probably do okay. But if you're that aggressive, my thought is, it's a big bark.
Yeah.
We'll see what the bite is.
Well, that's one of the things, like, they train you in fighting. Like Mullins should know, you got to pace yourself. You're not going to get a one-punch knockout. No. That doesn't happen.
Especially not to Sean O'Brien.
It doesn't happen.
Looks like a big old dude.
This is an endurance match. Yeah. You got to pick and choose, because if you just go out wailing and kicking and everything else, you're going to gas out before a minute and a half.
And then they're going to get you.
And then they're going to get you.
Right. And look, I will honestly tell you, like, Sean O'Brien's he's obviously bigger than him. You let that guy take a few punches, as soon as he opens up, you headbutt into the nose, the whole thing's over.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
I mean, you just
stay in the pocket. It's not the ring. It's not the ring.
All you got to do is keep your guard up, and then whenever they get tired, whap them. Pick your shot.
It's the oldest Irish barroom trick.
Yeah,
Okay, so what's with state government? Because Ryan Walters is doing something too, where he did an amicus brief, as if he had any part of a lawsuit.
I bet he's feeling really sad today because he's not getting any attention.
No,
any attention.
He found out other people know how to play the game too. Yeah, so he does that, and he gets the state Supreme Court, which still has some dignity.
There you go. Talk about that. Yeah, I love this one. They came there and tossed him out and said, "Man, you not only are not a lawyer,
right?
You have
no business being here.
No business being here. You're not barred for this." You're not even a lawyer to be barred for anything. So you're nothing. You're zero. Get out.
Our Supreme Court is still pretty good. They were a little weird on the toll road thing because they flipped on that. And I know the guy that personally wrote the deal. I was a little disappointed, but that's the way it works sometimes. But they generally are pretty good, but that's also why they want them to go back to being voted in. That's when it was corrupt. Yeah. When they used to be voted in, they were just taking envelopes of cash.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, do your homework about that. We do not want to go back to that.
What's up with Ryan Walters? That's some delusions of grandeur right there. I am a history teacher, but by God, I am good enough to be a bar licensed lawyer sitting in the Supreme Court. And I'm going to go up against Drummond, and I'm going to put out these things, and they don't know the law, they don't know the Constitution, and you're not a lawyer, but they are.
Right.
That makes him look so foolish.
And you're intimidating the guy that is already investigating you on multiple cases.
Yeah.
So you're not Donald Trump. You don't have
But
that
he's
kind of
trying to
money.
be. That's-
Donald Trump tries to appeal to a working man while he takes poops on a golden toilet.
Yeah,
I mean, you talk about weird perception.
I know.
So I look at Walters the same way. He doesn't have any personal money. He has financiers, and as soon as they
Yeah.
tire of you, what do?
They're going to be gone.
They're gone.
You know, and I bet it happens before these lawsuits that are against him come to fruition.
Yeah,
which
and,
will
and they're going to take
they'll
his
take all his
house
stuff.
in Deer Creek, and he sends his kids to public school, I believe. So he,
But he'll lose everything.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, and do you deserve to? He
Rightfully so.
Started it all.
He deserves to lose it all.
Yeah.
He absolutely deserves to lose it all. I'll guarantee you, a helicopter parent like him,
Yeah.
when his daughters get older, they won't be
They won't
they won't be able to wait to change their last names.
Right.
They will be a defiant. This is what happened. I didn't
And when
have
you go,
helicopter
why did they
parents. I
live in
feel sorry for them.
California? You go, because they were getting away from you.
Yeah, getting away from you, man.
Right.
Helicopter parent.
I did not have helicopter parents.
Me neither.
Ours just left us alone.
I'm a Gen Xer, man. Of course I didn't have helicopter parents. It was like, don't come back till that street light comes on, kid.
There
We
was
don't-
no latch key at our house. It was
Yeah.
never locked.
Yeah.
My mom
No,
would
I
tell
was
you not to
definitely
come
I was
back.
a
to
latchkey kid, man. I was, and I lived in the middle of the woods as a latchkey kid.
God, that's wild.
I mean, first grade, I'm 7, my brother's 6, and
Yeah.
we're coming home alone and staying home for 3 hours, and we're out in the middle of the woods, probably
Wow.
20 miles around from anything. So you
That's a
think,
good horror movie.
I'm almost certain it would. A helicopter parent like Ryan Walters, that would put him on permanent Tums.
Right.
He'd have to, oh my God, I'm
Wouldn't
just,
be able to take
he
it.
would be able to do it.
There's a whole bunch of rumors out there about he and his wife and their escapades. So there may be much more of this coming down the line. I've had multiple people send me notes saying, hey, we've got this and this and this. And I go, it doesn't help to tell me that. I need to see it before I can cover it. I'm not covering anything that somebody can sue me over.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the big question for Oklahoma, let me ask you this, as you're closing out another season. Has the pendulum swing gone out far enough to loony land to start coming back?
I don't know, man.
Okay,
I'll tell you what I think.
More Democrats are running for office.
More Democrats are running for office.
So-
They decided to get in there.
That's a big one.
More independents are voting.
Right.
Younger people are voting.
Yeah, Taylor Swift may save the nation.
Yeah. I don't know what
I'm
that
not
does to
laughing
Oklahoma,
at it, I'm
though.
laughing because it's so crazy.
We have a deficit when it comes to Democrats or Republicans. I think a lot of that is because we allow independents to vote in our.
David
primaries
Glover
are-
and I have argued this over and
Yeah.
over again. I don't think it's a good idea.
I don't think it is
He
either.
says that 60% of those voters end up voting Democratic. And I go, right, but they also skew our primary.
Yeah, they skew our primary.
And so maybe the best person doesn't get through.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't see
I don't know. They don't have any
Republicans
skin
change.
in the game, man.
Right.
How do you fundraise off those guys? They have
You
no
know.
skin in the game.
And how do you pay for that vote? Because whether you
Yeah.
like it or not, votes cost dollars.
Yeah.
You got to raise money, and at the end of it, you go, I got such and such votes. It cost me this much money. How much per vote did that cost?
Yeah.
It's finance. You are raising money like a war to go to war with
Yeah.
somebody. And
You're
you
putting
go,
together a war chest.
right, and you got to be able to win. So
Yeah.
it is. But I see some things are changing. Is
Yeah.
there still a whole bunch of people that think all of us are whatever they've been selling for the week? Yes. But I think we need to keep on the city elders. We need to keep on OK2A, which is not about
City
guns
elders, which we
anymore.
had talked about today, but yeah.
Do you have enough time?
Yeah, let's go ahead.
Okay.
We can. This is the last show.
Oh,
We
yeah,
got to go
we'll run
30
over.
minutes. We're doing it.
So city elders,
Let's talk about it.
you originally sent me this and go, you
Yeah,
need
it's
to
like,
watch
oh my
their
God.
videos.
Yeah.
And holy crud! But I was looking at that, and then I'm
I
also looking
came
at the
across
Lions.
it whenever I
the Lions
saw.
did.
The first thing I saw was a Kevin Hearn post going
Yeah.
city elders, and I was like, what?
And Ryan Walters.
And then right after that, I saw the Ryan Walters deal,
Right.
and I was like, oh my gosh! And I had to look up these guys. Ooh.
So
but
these are
talk about it.
loons, man. What they want to do is take city government to start with and base it on biblical teaching.
Theocracy.
And I am telling you, folks, I'm from a country that was run by the Catholic
Church
Church.
system.
And then in Scotland,
Caste system.
Catholic Church, right? But the deal is they take the money.
Yeah, they take the money.
And they organize who goes in
Oh, yeah.
power. And then do you think women have any rights? When a church is in charge, they do not.
Well, what they want, whenever you look at what they do and you look at their principles and everything else, it is a caste system just like you have in India.
Right.
Where the religious people are on the top tier. Well, that's why the religious
reason
guys
they're
over
there.
there want it, right? They get all the power and control.
Right.
And then the police and military are next. Mercantile classy, rich mercantiles underneath.
Yeah,
and
you
then
get
the
to be
laborers under
rich.
that.
You just don't get to be
And
uptight.
depending on which tier you're on depends on how much rights and freedoms you have.
Right.
And they believe this.
And the thing that I would always bring up to people is that they go, well, the Bible is the ultimate thing, and you go, you got to read every page of it. You're picking and choosing. We call it the bus tub buffet of religion. You pick what you like.
Yeah.
And then there's a book out there called the X-rated version of the Bible, taking Bible quotes out for you to read. There's some weird stuff.
Yeah.
So let's be honest.
You know, I mean, and the other thing is they're talking about we're going to make Jesus Lord and King of everything, and I'm like, you know, that's so anti-constitutional. Right. We don't do
lords and kings.
Lords or we don't do nobility.
We killed all that.
We don't do royalty here.
We killed all those.
In our Constitution that we don't give out titles.
But this group believes they're doing the right thing. So here's the reason we brought it up is they found out that they're just not as powerful as they were. Some of these guys are in every radical right-wing group.
Yeah.
And that's their social network.
And it's a lot of the same guys. It's the same guys over and over again. Don Spencer, the guy from
OK2A. Yeah. And he'll be calling into the other stuff. And look, you got to be careful, for one, believing the scam, which is that everybody wants a theocracy. I don't.
I absolutely don't.
I'm direct lineage of the last Catholic king of Scotland.
Yeah.
So it didn't work out well for us once it switched to another Church of Scotland. And I'm not saying we should still be there or anything like that, but personal knowledge of how that turns out. You don't and if you're not on the right side of that religion, you know they can excommunicate you anytime.
Just like their brand of principle said, hey, if you're evil, you don't have rights, freedoms, or protection of law. And who are evil? The people that aren't evangelical Christians. If you're not an evangelical Christian, if you're not a saved again person or a Christian, or their brand of Christianity, they're going to believe you. Unitarians, you're not going to fly.
You're too nice. Yeah.
So you're evil, and if you're evil, you don't have rights, freedoms, or protection of law. And that's exactly in their principles, which is the scary stuff.
And Google it. Just look them up and watch some of the videos.
CityElders.com.
Yeah. And so I went to another one, Patriot Pastors in Tulsa. Somebody wrote me, no, they're just really good, concerned pastors with history. And you go, look at the history they're teaching. They're teaching revisionist history.
Black Robe Regiment.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, those idiots. There was a guy that ran for governor that was one of them.
Yeah, he was a representative too at one time. Dan Fisher.
Yeah, there you go, Dan. Yeah. Because he always had his deal on the back of his truck. Yeah,
he's a guy who has a gun. He actually he's one of the other Republicans that took pictures with his family for Christmas photos with a bunch of firearms.
That usually works out well. Look, if we want decent government, we got to get decent people in.
Yeah,
period.
Do.
It's not that hard. And I don't care whether you vote straight ticket. I do, but if you vote it, you vote it. But you really got to look at who the candidates are. We cannot get another Ryan Walters in. I don't know if we can survive it.
I don't know. We're going to survive this one.
Yeah. We may not.
We may not.
Yeah, public schools may be gone. He got hundreds of millions of dollars away from public schools for private schools.
Millions of dollars.
In 8 months.
In 8 months.
And
even stop the funding from federal grants.
Yeah,
we're not doing that.
Which is going to be hundreds of millions.
Absolutely. Yeah.
This is more damage. So it's half a billion.
This is going to be a big damage. Yeah. That's the deal. They hobbled public education, and they come back and say, "Oh, look how bad it is!
Look how bad it is!"
Oh my God, it's so horrible.
Yeah.
Because we totally threw the monkey in the wrench and did it ourselves.
Right. Sucks.
There you go.
All right, homie.
That'll be it. All right. Thank you, Sean, for having us on the show. Last show of season 8. We'll be back again in about 6 to 8 weeks for season 9, middle of January.
Cool.
You can catch us on the Will Rogers Experiment as well. This is Across the Desk, and we will see you next season.
Thanks, y'all.